The Whitmore kids had a code word for danger. The first time they used it, their grandfather was on the porch with a bat. I'd been babysitting Lily, 6, and Owen, 9, for a few months. One afternoon, Lily asked if I knew their special word. Owen got serious and told me, if we say lighthouse, something's wrong. Their mom, Natalie, had taught them to use it if they ever felt unsafe, especially if their grandpa showed up. Owen showed me an old photo. Gray hair, thick beard, arms around both kids, smiling like a harmless Hallmark grandpa. Natalie had cameras on every door. Now I knew why. That day started normal. Snack debate, homework, video games, then a knock at the front door. Both kids froze like someone pulled their strings. I checked the door camera on Natalie's tablet and my stomach dropped. Same face as the photo, just older. He was holding a grocery bag like a peace offering. He knocked again and called out, I know they're home. I told the kids to go upstairs to Owen's room. Lily was already crying. Owen guided her up the stairs, then looked back at me and said, calm as a weather report. I hope the lighthouse is still standing after that storm. My heart kicked. I texted Natalie and hovered over 911. I called through the door that Natalie wasn't home and he needed to leave. He asked who I was. When I said, the babysitter, his voice turned syrupy. Perfect. You seem responsible. Grandparents have rights. He claimed. Natalie was confused. The court was a misunderstanding, and he was cleared. He tried to guilt me into taking the bag. I said no. The mask slipped fast. He started pounding the door and yelling that nobody could keep his grandchildren from him. Natalie texted back, restraining order, 500 feet, call police. I told the dispatcher exactly that, while his fists hammered wood like a drumline. Then everything went quiet. I checked the camera. He walked to his blue sedan, popped the trunk, and pulled out a metal baseball bat. My whole body went cold. He disappeared around the side of the house, and a second later, glass shattered downstairs. I ran to Owen's room. I shoved both kids into the closet. Stay, no matter what. I grabbed Owen's little wooden bat from beside the bed and planted myself between the closet and the door. Everything went slow. First, heavy step creaked on the stairs. Next, his voice floated up, sing-song, sweet, fake. Presents for my babies, he called, all sugary. Then the steps stopped outside the room. After that, the doorknob turned, slowly and confidently. The door cracked open and his face slid in, furious. He saw my bat and laughed. Put that down, kid. He stepped inside, and I swung at his shoulder, full force. The bat hit with a dull thunk, and he stumbled back. Then he lunged and ripped my bat away like nothing. Now he held both bats and blocked the doorway tight. He hissed, I'm not leaving without them tonight. And then the sirens hit the street. His eyes flicked to the closet. His jaw tightened. He dropped the bats and bolted, thundering down the stairs. The back door slammed. I yanked the closet open and found Lily shaking and Owen gripping her. Police flooded the house with weapons drawn. An officer knelt and asked if the kids were hurt. Another told me they caught him by the back fence trying to escape. Natalie showed up minutes later, wild-eyed, and crushed her kids to her chest like she could glue them back together. Later, Natalie sat at the kitchen table and finally said the words she tried to soften for them: early onset dementia, 2 years of his personality twisting into paranoia and rage, a broken wrist, bruises on Owen, 6 months of a restraining order. She thought boundaries would hold. Instead, he came with a weapon and a plan. I gave my statement. I testified. The defense tried to paint me as dramatic, like an elderly sick man couldn't be a threat. The prosecutor showed the footage of him walking up with the bat. The jury didn't blink. Guilty on everything that mattered: breaking in, violating the order, assault, attempted kidnapping. When sentencing came, Natalie stood up, shaking, and said she still loved the man he used to be. Then she talked about Lily's nightmares and Owen flinching at every sound. The judge gave him 10 years in a facility with dementia care. It wasn't revenge. It was a cage around 2 kids who deserved to sleep. I kept babysitting. The alarms became background noise. Owen started smiling again. Lily stopped asking if Grandpa could find the house. When I graduated and moved away, Natalie handed me a photo from Lily's birthday. On the back, she wrote, "Thank you for being our lighthouse."